How's it going? This is Fox back again for sound design tutorials. It's been a while, I know. I've been taking a break. Some of you know I've been struggling to find the motivation to do my sounds and my music and stuff, but a couple of new synths come out. Been making a bit of music myself. I'm starting to get back into it. Hopefully I can start providing some stuff that you guys like and enjoy. But for now, today we are going to be looking at a new synth which has come out, which is by a company called Kilohearts, and it's called PhasePlant. I say new, it's been out for a couple of weeks. I was lucky enough to get my hand on a copy, the fully featured copy with all the effects and stuff. There'll be a link in the description to this synth where you can go ahead and check it out. They do two or three different versions, I think. One is like a basic one, which is pretty much just a synth. Another one which is infused a few of their effects plugins, and then there's the full version, if you like, which includes all of their effects plugins. There's about 30 different effects plugins you can choose from, but we'll be going over that in a bit. So yeah, PhasePlant, what is it? Well, it's a multi-oscillator, multi-effects, multi-everything. It's pretty limitless on what this thing can do. I'll show you a couple of patches quick, and then we'll talk about all the different sound sources, effects and filters and stuff. Let's just have a quick look at a poly. These are all analog modeling one. Let's have a look at a complex. This. What else have we got? Sequence LFO party. I wasn't blown away by the presets, if I'm honest. That's to take nothing away from the blokes over at Kilohertz, but to me they're all standardish stuff that you can do on a lot of synths. This is capable of a lot more. I'll be making some patches myself and sharing them with you, but there's so much sonic capability in this synth, it's mind-boggling. I can see why some sound designers just stick to what they know, but yeah. Anyway, let's do away with the presets then. Let's initialize this. If I can remember how to do it. I can't, so I'm going to delete it. Bring another one in. PhasePlant. So this is what you get when you open it. It's a blank, total blank slate. It's very modular in the way it's set out, that you can route things in different orders and stuff, but we'll push on that as we go through. So yeah, these are the sound generators in this section here. You can see it's ever so light grey generators. Click on it. This is what you've got. You've got analog oscillators. They're pretty much what you would expect. You've got a good amount of control, everything you would expect. As I say, you've got volume, semitone, cent, harmonic, shift, which is almost like pitch. I don't know why it allows you to blend rather than stepping at semitones. It enables you to go smoothly. That'd be good if you want to modulate pitch and do some effects like that. You've got the phase, which is obviously the phase, the starting point of the saw, or the waveform that you've chose. You've got all the basic waveforms: saw, square, triangle, and sine. You've got built-in sync, which is cool. Can be modulated with an LFO and envelope to give you some of those classic sounds. Unison goes all the way up to 8. Can go really wide actually. It sounds really nice. I don't know what they've modelled it on, but get them big fat juicy super saws. We have also got a harmonic shift, which is, this comes in handy because you can actually FM inside this synth. You can do pretty much any type of FM you want. There's linear FM, there's standard FM, and there's pulse phase modulation. Any of these sound generators can be used as an FM source or be modulated by another one. So if you're used to standard FM synths, if you like, FM8, if you can think when you change the harmonic, when you change it, the ratio, this is like the ratio, it's stepping it up in octaves. It gives you more musical tones and stuff. It's what people are used to using when you do FM stuff. Let's just drop in another triangle wave in here. The way that you FM is you take the output, actually you take the output here and you can modulate the pitch of another one. So this is like virtually the output. The output of this triangle wave now is going to modulate the shift of this. the phase if you like. So the phase is phase modulation. Obviously if you do the pitch or the shift or the pitch, the cent, whatever, this will give you the frequency modulation, linear FM. Yeah, anywho, I digress. FM synthesis is another topic altogether. So after the analog sound sources, you've got a noise generator. For some reason, it doesn't put an output instantly if you choose a noise generator. So you need to click on another box below, choose an output. That automatically routes it to it. You see this little arrow here? This is the output of your noise source going into this envelope, which is your output. This tells you where you want it to go to. There's 3 effects lanes that ultimately go to the master, so you can choose where you want it to go. This is going to lane 1, which is this effects lane here. You've got coloured noise. I don't know whether it's white noise. It sounds a bit more pinky to me. Then you've got key track to step noise. More of your chiptune, your 8-bit sort of sound. And then there's a key track to stepped noise. Key track step noise, key track smooth noise. Yep, it's more smoother. Yeah, there's not much to say about the noise generator. Real straightforward. We can then bring in a sampler. Now, this sampler is very, very capable. You've got the same controls as the other oscillators in regards to your level, your cent, your harmonics, your shift, and your phase. You've got some extra features here. You've got a loop section. If we load in one of the presets, let's choose a string violin, you can see there's this loopable section. So when I press the finger down, it's going to start at the starting point, which is this first little triangle here. It's going to play till it gets to this point at the end, and it's going to bounce back and loop over. As with any sample, the higher up you play it on the keyboard, the faster it plays. Real nice feature. You can change the start point of the loop. You can change the length point of the loop. You can, I believe, you can change the way this, yeah. You can change the way it loops, infinite, sustain, forward, reverse, so it bounces backwards and forwards. Reverse, infinite, and off. Or you can have it just so it plays the sample once. Yeah, I didn't want to touch too much on all of the controls. I was going to give you more of a basic overview. So yeah, that's pretty much the sampler. You can drag your own samples in. If I go into my D&B samples, kicks, drag, drop. Why has that not done it? Drag sample to replace. Oh, it's not a WAV, that's why. Yep, as easy as that. Drag your own samples in, do what you want. Bearing in mind that this can be used as an FM source. I don't know what it would sound like FM in something with a kick, but yeah, you could set the output of this and you can see start FM in another synth if you had it. So now we get to the fun part. We've got your basic analog noise sampler. Everybody's used them for wavetables. Anybody who knows me knows this is what I'm all about. Let's set an output. Default wavetable. Sine, triangle, saw, pulse, thin pulse. You can set the band limit. It's almost like a filter. Frame. This is your wavetable position, if you like. Then you've got all the same positions again. There is a fully fledged wavetable editor per step, per cycle, if you like. You can change the harmonics. If anybody's used to using Serum, it's virtually the same. I haven't dipped into this yet to find out what you can do. I know you can drag your own wavetables in, which I will try quickly because I haven't before. Let's find my serum presets if I can remember where they are. Tables, user. See what it does with this. Add user folder. Here we go. Let's try it this time. I shouldn't be doing this. I was going to try and keep this as slow as possible, but I'm sure it's going to help you out because you're going to want to do exactly the same thing. So, where was I? Documents, X for tables. Tables, user. Oh, here we go. One of mine. Obviously you can do all your crazy stuff with your LFOs, and we'll talk about that later on. Same option with the wavetables as everything else. Unison. Yes. Now we get to the fun part, the modulations, envelopes. You can set them to unipolar, bipolar, or invert them. This is just the way they modulate things. That's what this bar correlates to here. Scale the output of this modulator. So let's use an envelope to modulate the frame. Everybody's seen an envelope, nothing special there. LFO, this is where the fun comes in. Me personally, if a new synth hasn't got a multi-stage envelope, I'm not interested in it. People have had 10 years to sort it out. Absinthe 5 had multi-stage envelopes or customizable LFOs, as I say, 10 years ago. So if you're not putting them in your synths, you can add as many different shapes as you like with LFOs. People want to be able to draw their own. So this is what you got. You got a sine, square, triangle, blah blah blah. Click on this, you can draw your own. Bam. Detachable LFO, customizable shapes. That's what you like. This little horseshoe means it snaps to the grid. So as I move these points around, it snaps to the grid. If I uncheck it, it's freely movable. You can change the grid size. I normally set it to 32 by 32 myself. I'll normally leave it so it is locked. And then we can do whatever you want. Use this to modulate the wavetable. The band limits are up. Set it to unipolar. Means it's only going to go one way. Set it to the volume as well, and we'll start to get some sort of growly sound. Let's make some a bit more recognisable, a bit woobby. Obviously it's a free running LFO. Or you can sync it to the clock, as you would imagine. Really quick, you can go all the way to audio rate, I reckon, if I change that to 64. 32 is the maximum. You can change the phase, which is the starting point of the LFO, re-trigger, one shot, all the good stuff. So yeah, multi-stage LFOs, massive for me. Where we at? We're at 15 minutes already, so we're going way too longer than I wanted to. We've got a random generator. This is a random LFO or random step generator, if you like. Same options of syncing it or free. You've got 3 different ways, jitter or smooth. So we'll just do that. Very good if you want to add some chaos. Me personally, I would use this on like real fine tune to create some analogy sort of things. I don't make the sort of music that requires this sort of randomness, but there you go. If you want it, it's there. You've got MIDI features, you've got notes. This is key tracking. Comes in very useful later on because the effects have got some neat poly mode or per voice effects, which is very cool. You got pressure, which is aftertouch, velocity, which is velocity. You've got a utility, which is max, minimum, multiply. I'm not too sure what this is. I'll have to read the manual for that. I'll post in the description what that does. So yeah, all the standard modulators and stuff that you can do with them are there. Let's just set up an LFO again quick. It really is pretty quick to work with, this synth, once you get used to it. Leave it at that for now. Then we then go to the effects section. Right, every time you bring in one of these sound sources, these generators, it gives you an option where you want to send it to in this little box here. You can send it to lane 1, 2, 3, straight to the master, or use it as a sideband or a sidechain input. That will be the sideband I'll cover in a video on its own, but these 3 lanes here are your effects lanes. 1, gain mix, where you want the output of this to go to. 2, gain mix, where you want the output of this to. This allows for some really flexible routing. You can have lane 1, well, any possibility of these 3 lanes, you can have them routed to each other, or each sound source can go to its own lane if you like, obviously up to 3. If I put an output on this, oops, if I put an output on this, you can see I can have the wavetable going to lane 1, I can have the saw wave going to lane 2, being affected by different things. Easy peasy. Right, the effects, there's loads of them here. The way you do it is just bring them in. Do what you got to do. Bring as many in as you want. It is modular, so you drag them around. The signal path flows from top to bottom. So this is going to go into the chorus to the 3-band EQ, out to wherever it tells you, into lane 2. We'll put a limiter on 3. We'll put some distortion on this one, or a 4-mount filter. We'll get this LFO to modulate some of this. Sounds cool. The only thing I haven't found in this yet is a matrix section, you know, like you get in every other synth, is where all the modulation sources and stuff are laid out. Phase invaders, I don't want to play that. There must be a way. There must be. Oh, there's a keyboard. Very useful. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, there is no matrix section. You got the macros at the top that you can assign there. I've only just literally brushed on what this thing can do. Let's have a quick look at some presets again. Maybe I wasn't being too fair to the sound designers. Let's just pick this PW Kings. This is going to be a pulse width mod. Oh no. Artifacts. Now, he makes some cool sounds, so let's try and find some of his. There we go. Better. It's just one wavetable. This synth is going to be perfect for drum and bass, the way that you can have the distortion. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about that actually. Let's initialize this again, which I don't fucking know how to do again. Quickly before I wrap this video up, because I've been waffling forever. Plugins, PhasePlant. Right, as well as the sound sources in this generator section, you can have filters and distortion. So if we bring in a saw, let's just make a quick grease. We can have both of these affected by the same envelope, which is cool. So we stack 2 oscillators up, they both come out into the one envelope. It's that easy to make a reese. Yeah, so as I said, there is distortion and filters that you can put in this generators section before it actually goes to the effects. So if we wanted some distortion, you have to make sure you've got to think of the signal flow flowing up to down when you're in these little groups as well. So at the minute, that distortion's doing nothing because it's after the output. If you put it before, anything that comes before it, before the output, change it, saturate it. Signfold. As you can imagine, that's very harsh. Also, as well as the distortion, they have filters, so drag the filter in. Bring it up. No customizable filter shapes, which would have been nice. I had somebody complaining about that, but you don't really need it in this section because you're generally going to be using these filters just to sort of tone the sound down or get rid of some frequencies before it goes into the effects. The filters in here as well are nothing special. That has let this down, but they do have individual cool filters as plugins, if you get what I mean. There's a ladder filter, or a diode filter if you like, transistor. Yeah, I have varying different filters in here. Format filter, as you see. Flange is a type of filter. Phaser, pitch shifter, transgate, transient shifter, saturator. Whoa. There you go, all these different effects. There's loads of them. Transgate, which I love. Anyway, I've been waffling forever. I will go through everything this synth's got to do in more of my videos. But for now, that's going to be it. Thanks to everybody that stuck by me and waited patiently for me to sort my head out and get back into this. I hope this is something that you enjoy. There will be a link in the description to the website, Kilohearts, where you can go and buy this if you want. It's not cheap, but it is a synth that can do everything. People are calling it the serum killer. It's equal to easily what Serum can do. I'll have to see how well the wavetable modification stuff is. That's where Serum really shines. You can really make some really crisp wavetables, and the way you modulate stuff in there is pretty cool. But yeah, for now that's going to be it. Kilohearts PhasePlant. Go over to the website, check it out. Thanks for watching. Cheers.